First and foremost, as always, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High, His only begotten Son, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash. All right, the honors to the apostle elders, great millstone, root teach well, Wabarak Thumb, to the hopeful elect. All right, I take to the spirit. I like to go into a video entitled Wise as Serpents, right? Because Matthew 10:16, which was advice that Yahweh Shah was giving the disciples before they did their ministry, where they had to go and fulfill their course, fulfill their life. He told them, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be wise as serpent, harmless as a dove." Man. So within us having amongst our enemies, like our elders always say, behind enemy lines, we're in captivity under Esau Edom, and we're in a time period where it's about to be not. It's not gonna be cool to stick out and be like, "Yeah, I'm a Hebrew Israelite." I believe, I understand that I'm one of the sons of Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai. I descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's not gonna be a cool thing no more, like it's been in these past years. You see, they're about to crash down on SHEM, which I'm gonna say it like that because they'll flag the video. The anti-Shem activity, which really the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians are actually Shemitic. They descend back to Shem, but they call it that when you speak out against those tiny cap, low caps, right? But they're about to crack down on people that are coming against the low cap, right? And even with this war happening, we know the top elite want to create chaos. They could easily have somebody that's so-called siding with, Iran and siding with them to do some big attack over here, and then they try and label us with them. We're in that time where they can easily do that. And to also add on, we have, we believe, a Trump to be narrow through the reincarnation, if you can receive it. They have the same spirit on them. You see? So when Nero was in rulership, he came down with great wrath amongst believers. Even to the point where he put certain of the Yahweh Shah disciples to death, man. Which they were martyrs. They died in the faith. But that's the same devil, the same mindset. He's in power right now. So we gotta walk as wise as serpents. You see? So you gotta understand that it's not in our best interest to be trying to you on social media apps or stuff like that, posting all the stuff about, like, basically revealing who you are. You want to blend in amongst these evil ass people, man, because the minute you stick out, that's the minute somebody will come and try and demonize you. We're in a time period where that's there. You see, we're all gonna get our faith tested and we're gonna get demonized, but you don't want to bring that earlier than it has to be, or just be in a spirit of pride where you're trying to say, "Yeah, I'm this mighty man for the Lord," and you just put yourself in a dumb situation. That's why the scriptures say that when you go into that word wise, it means to have discernment, to know how to make the right judgments. So you got to understand how to you got to know how to have discernment. You see, because it's not. Sometimes you need to just fall back. You might not need to tell something. You might not need to speak about the truth at certain moments. Really, at most moments in these times, because all you'll do is offend somebody that's not a believer, and then that's gonna make an enemy that you got now. You see, and we also know the scriptures say that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So people that's your coworkers and family members, you see, they're gonna turn on us, alluding to Micah the 7th chapter and Matthew 10. A lot of the people that we think is our family members and people that's close to us, they gonna be trying to turn you in. And he's gonna be wicked, put bounties on brothers. Say, hey, if you they'll put bounties on them and say, hey, if you turn this believer in, you turn this brother in or this sister in, guess what? We're gonna give you XYZ amount of money. You see, and we see that everything is going digital, so they'll be like, oh yeah, you're gonna get this many credits for your for the digital currency because you turned this person in. You see, they're gonna be doing stuff like that. We're speaking through a man, but we believe like Esau's already done it in past times. You see, 70 AD happened. They came against those believers, right? So we're in that time period of persecution happening again. So within you being in that time, we have to move in wisdom. You You see, understand that not everybody's for our best interests. A lot of these people that we're around are gonna turn on us. You see, so that means that you don't want to be you want to blend in, and also you don't want to start no unnecessary trouble. You see, because they're also like another example of being wise as a serpent is, you might have a road rage incident where somebody's driving crazy and they honking the horn going crazy. You don't want to pull over and start throwing hands on nobody or do anything like that. You don't even want to. You probably don't even want to honk the horn. You just might just let them go, let them have it, because people are in a different type of spirit right now. The spirit of vengeance is upon a lot of people. You see, and because the spirit of vengeance is upon a lot of people, you see it's leading to a lot of people just bringing out weapons and blasting. You see, people are doing all types of behavior that's lawless. You see, and that's the system that we're in, the beast system, which is a lawless system without no governance. So it's not the time to be get into a road rage incident with somebody or get into it with somebody at work or things of that nature. We got to be like seek to live peaceably with all men, because we're in a different time period. See, also not being deemed like, if you see guys that are on some off stuff and on some bad activity, as scripture say, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. So if it's somebody that if you have associates, that's cool. But if it's an associate that can put the ministry at blame or put you in a bad situation, you need to leave that person alone. You see, because we're in a time period where they're gonna try and have agents and trying to infiltrate the believers, man. You see, so we're about to see a lot of people get judged, man. Right? And you don't want to be in the wrong time you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's also why the scriptures say, Colossians 4:5, walk in wisdom towards them that are without. So you have to have that mindset of knowing, hey, a lot of people aren't in my best interest. You see, and then making sure you're not at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, even another example is being in places where it's a whole bunch of drunk people and people doing all types of crazy stuff. Shit, you in the wrong place at the wrong time, you can mess around and get crossfired. People be shooting and stuff like things of that nature. You can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You see, so it's a time period of us moving in wisdom, and also that Colossians 4:5, it says, "Walk in wisdom towards them that were without, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." And a lot of people, they bread ain't looking too good. A lot of people ain't able to make ends meet. You see, so when people ain't able to make ends meet, they start going off. They start going, they start doing some left-handed stuff, man. You see, they'll go the extra mile to get whatever they need. Just like you look at movies like The Purge, people are gonna start acting how the people in The Purge acted. You see, very close to that time period. People gonna start acting like it's The Purge, man. Because people ain't able to really make ends meet. They struggling. You see, people ain't making bread. Their bread ain't looking too good like it used to. See, so when that happens, people gonna be like also famine. When we have a shortage of things, shortage of goods. As resources get tight, people are gonna start being more lawless. That's Second Ezra 15 chapter. Second Ezra 15. It alludes to that. It speaks about how people are gonna, because of great tribulation, because of great tribulation and lack of bread, people are gonna be going into other men's houses, robbing, stealing, killing, selling people out, just like it was in the movie The Purge, man. And Esau is gonna allow that to happen so they can ultimately try and bring an order. But even within them doing that, it's not gonna work. You see, because the Lord already deemed it that they're gonna try and bring this device and make the police state everybody. But even within that happening, it's gonna be a great death. A lot of people are gonna get jacked up and get judged. And then even within them trying to bring uh that device and trying to fix everything, it's still gonna ultimately backfire on them. You see, because that's gonna that's ultimately gonna forward the coming of Yahushai. That's who the world really called Jesus. His name is Yahushai. He's gonna come in the midst of them bringing out that Revelation 13 and 16, the mark, and all those that took the mark and bowed down to the beast. You see, by putting that device in your hand or in your forehead, you see, so you can be able to be back in society, making money, and be able to work, you're gonna have to put a device inside of you. They're gonna try and force you. But the true believers are gonna be willing to be a martyr. They're gonna be willing to not bend the knee. You see, that's who the Lord's gonna turn and deliver. And those that do be martyrs, that die in the faith, Yahweh Shai is gonna raise them back up. You see, but we're in a time period of it's building up to that point. We're gonna be putting people to death for not taking that device. They're gonna make everything digital and be able to afflict you in that way, being able to track exactly where you are, hear everything you're saying. They're gonna use technology to be able to do that. You see, that Palantir technology, the SpaceX, all these very technology they have, they're gonna use it to come against believers and really just come against Israelites as a whole. For judgment purposes, man. You see, so that's the point I wanted to go into in this quick lesson, man. Understanding that we're in a time period of great tribulation. So also, brothers also speak about, you know, you do the ability to do so, gathering extra things. I say getting extra water, things of that nature, so you can you know, whenever shit gets more expensive or starts being more famished, then you'll still have a certain amount. Because this war and this trade is gonna make everything worse. It's gonna worsen. It's gonna be more shortage of goods. It's gonna be more hell on people. All right. So within you understanding that, you got to move in wisdom. Speaking myself first and foremost. But that's the point. I just want to do a quick hit right along. Lord willing, this game's exhortation, edification. I like to end it off by saying, "Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak All right, Deborah,